Let's take up Whip Edwards' bill, which is 5448. Whip Edwards.
Thank you, Chairman, members of the committee. This is a fairly straightforward bill. What we did was we changed the age that children can go into the voting booth with their parents from 13 to 18. I was actually surprised to find this out, that they had restricted age to 13. Actually, the canvasser in Tiverton is the one who brought this to my attention. And I have discussed this already with the Secretary of State. She was in agreement with it. So it's very straightforward, and I see no reason why we wouldn't pass this. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Any questions for the sponsor? Thank you, Whip Edwards. Could we hear from Thomas Kerr Veseli and Randall Rose?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. My name is Thomas Kerr Veseli. I'm the Rhode Island Executive Director of a group called Generation Citizen. We are a civic education and engagement group. We work in Providence, Pawtucket, and Central Falls, a few schools in Newport. I just want to testify in support of this bill. There's a great study written in the American Journal of Political Science in 2016, which was just called Making Young Voters, the Impact of Pre-Registration on Youth Turnout, which is very relevant to Rhode Island as we have pre-registration in the state. And essentially the conclusion of the report was that if we can give young people an engaging insider experience within the voting process, they are far more likely to vote once they turn 18. This, I think, is particularly important in Rhode Island, as despite the fact that the state, per the Secretary of State, I think we are in the top 3 of youth registered, and we are in the bottom 3rd nationwide of young people who are actually voting. So just wanted to speak in favor and support of any bill that hopefully will encourage more young people to turn out in Rhode Island elections.
Certainly a worthy goal. Any questions for Thomas? Thank you, Randall.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. Just a little background on this. Rhode Island law does not generally allow other people to be in the voting booth when you're voting. I suppose that's to make sure people can't sell their vote, because if you have a witness in the booth when you're voting and you plan to sell your vote, then that witness could certify to somebody else that you voted the way you were paid to. So that's the reason why we don't have we don't allow other people to be in the voting booth with you normally. But I think this is a good bill. I think we can trust not only young children, but even teenagers that are a voter's kids or grandkids to not be there to verify that somebody's selling their vote, but just to be there for good reasons. I don't think there's much risk of anybody selling their vote. I think overall the effect is going to be more positive than negative, because we are going to have a lot of people. It'll make it easier to encourage young people to vote, and it's often it makes voting more of a family thing, and makes it easier for kids to get used to the tradition. So I think it's a good thing. I think and a lot of other states already allow kids up to age 18 to be in the voting booth of a parent. Rhode Island's 13-year age cutoff is lower than the other states that I looked at. So I think we should join other states in raising the age cutoff to 18. The other states have not seen problems when they allowed 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds to be in the voting booth, and I don't think we will either. So I think this is, on balance, a good bill.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. Any questions? Thank you. That will conclude testimony on House Bill 5448 by Whip Edwards.